Here comes Michael Thomas and the rest of the Saints offense. And he is closing in on the 100-yard mark for the day.
And it appears that he loved the fact that they're going to play this game earlier. You know, he's daytime. He's out there running around, feeling good about it. All week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. They'll get 34 yards there.
You had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, you hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
He moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here's Breeze to throw. Off to Thomas on the left side. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20.
Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one. Fire away.
So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 38. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And
talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground.
Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football. He's got a man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32.
Let's go.
A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 44 yards. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages. You know, what are we going to do?
Down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like.
Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Bar looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
A very solid gain of 27. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the...
Now Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. That's caught inside the 20. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we're looking for. Thomas, he's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. onto the field comes New Orleans. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive? And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. The 30. Breeze now. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas, as the first half is winding down. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
You'll kill.
On play action. Now Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, 74 yards. And the Saints have moved out in front. But yes, Michael Thomas is a volume receiver, but he can also make some really big plays, especially with Drew Brees throwing the football.
I love the way you described it. Volume receiver who could also make big plays. In other words, if you underestimate him, he'll run past you or he'll just jump over the top of you and continue to make those big plays. Try and change the momentum of this game.
Play action. Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. This is caught, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 45 yards, and the Saints have moved out in front. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've lost track of how many times he's been in the end zone. This is just flat unbelievable.
Doesn't matter whether you have an abacus, a calculator at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
An excellent pickup of 20.
Gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and taking it across midfield. Just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too...
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, 44 yards. And the Saints have moved out in front. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet.
Presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense.
Now over a minute 40 to play. Back to throw. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Already, and another 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. He got 29 yards that time. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the...
Continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 27 yards. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for two.
Trailing by a touchdown. 35 seconds to go. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board. Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme. Field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And he's taken down all the way inside the LA 10. So often in overtime, Charles, games are won or lost on one big play. That might have been that big play right there.
And the ability to execute it despite the stakes, because let's face it, we've been there before and we've seen guys, maybe they hyperventilate a little bit when it's their opportunity. Not in this situation. They executed it calmly, and they really got it done.
And now they're set up in prime position. On play action, it's Breeze. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win.